Yay. Hello, we're about to start our next class. And thank you everyone for coming back to this class with our Lama, Venerable Gyelse. Um, I'm sorry we didn't translate all the materials yet, but all the homeworks and quizzes are available in the platform. And also some languages already have, except English, some languages have readings and answer keys translated. And of course, in English, all the materials are available. Also, in every platform, you have English materials. Just if you would like to start and you are convenient, it's convenient for you to learn in English. So you can start, do your homeworks, quizzes, and do readings. So please, we are about to start. Please turn on your cameras because it's nice to see all your faces. And Venerable Gyelse would be happy to see you. Maybe ask your questions. I don't know. And oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. People started to. If you're driving, please don't do it. Lena. Hi, Lena. Don't look at the camera, please. If you're driving, don't do that. And please welcome Venerable Gyelse. Thank you, Lama, for teaching us this deep, deep wisdom.
Unmute myself. There we go. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all around the world. Hope you had a good weekend. Here in Arizona, we had some very much needed rain, and in some places it was much too much rain. And there were big floods, but most places it was very well received, and everything is turning green here in the desert with flowers blooming, and we're all kind of taking a big sigh of relief because of all the beauty and the water. We had very, very little rain this year, and so we're all very happy about that. It makes a big difference. Maybe for those who live in places where it rains a lot, it's like, oh, we'd like it not to rain so much. But for those of us who live in desert climates, it's such a welcome friend, right? Yeah. So that's how our weekend has been. I hope yours has been as good as ours has been. And today we're doing the fourth of 5 classes. Thursday will be our last class. We're rushing through it, or it feels like it. But I hope it's going to give you a lot of material to continue to think about and meditate on and use in your life to understand how we are misperceiving the world. And therefore, it's causing so much of our suffering. As I've said before, it has been a wonderful tool in my toolbox, something that I've used for many, many years now. And it's one of the first teachings I ever had with Geshe Michael. I was talking to Venerable Jigme the other day, and I don't remember this, but she was saying that it was in the living room of a friend's house. That's how intimate this teaching was. It wasn't in a big hall. There were just a small amount of us, maybe 50 people or something like that. And very early on in Geshe Michael's teaching career. So I feel really fortunate to have had it and to have been able to use it for almost the last 30 years. So without any more ado, let me bring up the PPT. And that's again something we need to do over and over and over again. Imagine what the world is going to be like that we want to live in, and we want our loved ones to live in. And keep planting the seeds for that, because as we know, it's with our ideas, with our imagination, that we plant the seeds that will take root for the future, right? Any of you who have had an idea about work you want to do or something you want to make, that's where it all begins, right? So imagine this perfect world. And as we imagine this perfect world, let's offer the perfect world to every being in the universe. You can do it in whatever language you want. I'm going to recite it in English. Here's the great earth filled with the smell of incense, covered with a blanket of flowers. The great mountain, the 4 continents, wearing a jewel of the sun and moon. In my mind, I make them the paradise of a Buddha and offer it all to you. By this deed, may every living being experience the pure world. Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamnirya Dayami. And then going for refuge in the wish, shelter in the wish, remembering what it is that protects our minds. And also how we create this world through our love and compassion for all beings. I go for refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha until I achieve enlightenment. By the power of the goodness that I do in teaching and the rest, may I reach Buddhahood for the sake of every living being. I go for refuge to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha until I achieve enlightenment. By the power of the goodness that I do in listening to these teachings and the rest, may I reach Buddhahood for the sake of every living being. I go for refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha until I am enlightened. By the power of the goodness that we do in giving and the rest, may we reach Buddhahood for the sake of every living being. So planting those seeds deep in our heart. Let's do a review of the flavors that we've already touched on. So what was the first flavor? I need to open the chat. Where can I access? Sometimes I can't find that bar at the bottom when I'm in this mode. So maybe, there we go. Now it just popped up. Lack of a self which is permanent. Everything changes, always. All stays the same. Nothing changes, right? All stays the same. So permanence, right? We can call it permanence, that first flavor. The emptiness of permanence, the absence of permanence, devoid of permanence. right? That's all it is. The absence of that. So what's number 2? Ownership, yes. The absence of ownership. That's the second flavor of emptiness. It's this false idea that we own something in the false idea of permanence. So we have 2 misunderstandings. Ownership building on believing something is permanent. And then the third, nothing is random, accidents. Yeah, there's no absent. I mean, there's no accidents. There's an absence of accidents, right? These are all self-existent objects, and they cause all of our suffering. Okay? We are responding to the influence of something that does not even exist. You know, it might even it might even be a little comforting, right? If it were something more substantial, like if we could wrestle better, we would win. Or whoever could wrestle better would win. But we're wrestling against something that never existed. It's like there's nothing in your hands to wrestle with. And it's ironic as well as frustrating, right? It's really pretty crazy. We're pretty crazy. And then let's go on to number 4. What's the 4th one? Judgment. Yeah. No best song. Me and the thing in front of me come from the same seed. Yeah. The absence of those judgments, which are not creations. They're not something we're creating. It's the object of a belief. It's the object of our bias. Like that Joni Mitchell produced the best music. And I know that's dating me. The music that I grew up with, right? It's a self-existently best music is by Joni Mitchell or something like that, right? There are no objects of judgment which are not creations. They're not, there's nothing that we judge that we haven't created that judgment in our own mind. So when we talk about best song, what it boils down to is that it's not true that one song is better than another song from its own side. And then that leads to another truth, which is that you can't really judge the people around you. You can judge their action and condemn their actions, but you can't condemn their motivations because you haven't a clue what their motivation is. Is it possible that they could be a bodhisattva who's seen that this is necessary or something? Is that possible? Lord Buddha said, Nam dang drawe gansaki tsu tsangi, gansaki, su min sung te nampar gyur ture. And I don't expect the interpreters to repeat that. But what it means is, if you are not me, this is Lord Buddha saying this, if you're not me or someone like me, you should never judge another being, for you will surely fall. So understanding that how we judge things, good, bad, right, wrong, is a creation of our minds. Of course, forced on us by our seeds. And even thinking whether that is good or bad is also another creation. Okay? But to know that your opinions are your opinions, that they are not self-existent. And this is why in politics we fight, in our homes we fight, with our friends we fight, because we hold so solidly to my beliefs, the way I believe it should be done. And we don't question it. Okay. Number 5. What is number 5? Are you guys asleep? Problem comes from its own side. Yeah, the absence of that, right? The absence of a self-existing, what we were just talking about, really bad, good things. And this is all about turning problems into opportunities. Yes, thank you, Kristen. 50-50, we call it, right? Problems as a path. 50% of the problem is coming from its side, and 50% is coming from my side, and then they meet, right? So what would be the opposite of that? Right? All of these things are gotchas. Things that don't exist, never will exist, never did exist. They are all things that we deny. We deny that a problem is self-existently a bad thing. Like, are there true problems? Again, it rests on those judgments, right? On number 4. So number 5 is a view of reality. It's a judgment of reality. And we are now in the lower Madhyamika school, the independent school. Like lower Madhyamika. Why are they lower? What makes the view wrong? That there is something out there that's a problem. There's got to be some kind of catch here, right? So when we say transforming problems, what is the assumption here? Problem exists. Exactly. Yeah, you're saying there's a problem that there's a problem here. There's a problem here that we have to fix, right? There is a cylinder asking to be called a pen, and then I call it a pen. That's what it means to be in the lower Madhyamika school. Why? Because you're saying there is some existence from its own side. 50%. And 50% of the existence is coming from me. So then 50-50, we get 100%, and there's a pen. There's a problem. I approach it in a certain way, and by looking at it in different ways, I learn to cope with problems. I learn to deal with problems. I become a master coper, a problem coper. We have all probably heard that people say that the goal of life is not to be attached to things. So, if you study impermanence really well, you will be happier. Is that the goal of Buddhism, to be a master coper? Is that the goal? Or do you just want to become the kind of person who, while thieves are ransacking your house, you say, oh, yeah, I knew I didn't own that. Okay. Therefore, that's copper. COP. Let's see. The word is cope. I think that's how you spell it. Creo que, pero, pero, I'm not exactly sure, but that's how I spell it. The other one's copper. So we're working up the ladder. Is it comforting to know if you should get in a car crash, having a problem with my C's today, car accident, that you and the car accident are coming from the same seed? Is that helpful? Is it comforting? No, it hurts. Yeah. But we might try to be a better person or something. There's kind of for me, yeah, it hurts, but there's some comfort knowing that I have done it to myself, that it's not the world inflicting it on me. It's not how my parents brought me up. It's not that the light was broken, right? There's some comfort in that it's coming from me. There was an interview with a high teacher, and the interviewer said, you're very pessimistic. In your view of life, everything is suffering. And this teacher, this high teacher, he was giggling the whole time. And they asked, why are you giggling? Why aren't you depressed? And this high lama said, well, there's a certain virtue to admitting what's really what's really going on, right? Rather than being depressed about it. So flavor number 6, finally, in class 4, we're at flavor number 6. Mingde Shaksa. I'm going to sneeze, excuse me. Maybe. Excuse me. Mingde Shaksa Mayimpar. Yul Rangi de Lukin. Nume Jupe Tongwa. Ming De. Ming means words or names. Words and terms are a code word for labeling. Ming De. Mentally or verbally. Ming is verbally, name. De is mentally, like conceptualizing it as something. And my yin part is, ma is a negative, yin is to be. So it means it's not that way, not to be. So Mingde Shaks, and what is Shaksam? Established as existing. Yule is the object, and I won't get into the rest. But the first sentence is the most important. Mingde Shaksam Mayinpar. The fact that objects are void of existing from their own side, through their own identity, rather than existing simply through names and terms. So suppose the object is not established through names and terms. Suppose that the pen is not called a pen because I label it a pen. Instead, that it has some existence from its own side, through its own unique way of being. That's what doesn't exist. There is no pen that exists in some unique way of being from its own side that has not come into existence through my calling it a specific thing, through a label. Otherwise, everybody, even somebody who had never come to civilization, would know this as a pen. it would not necessarily have the same name, pen, as it's different in every language, right? So even that, no, I call it a pen. No, I call it a bee. No, I call it a pluma. We could fight about those labels, right? And we do. And we do. That's the sad thing. So flavor number 6. It's a pen. I use it. You use it. We know it as a pen or whatever it is in your language. And in Madhyamika Prasangika, in the highest school, the most profound school, right? When they say it's just a projection, it's very simple. You see it as a pen. That's it. You see it as a pen. Is it a pen from its own side? Now, we've all been trained to say no, right? Because we've been trained to say that. But have we really looked into it? So let's look into it a little deeper. Is it 50% pen from its own side, like which school says? Kristen says, no, lower middle way. Yes. Svatantrika. Yes. The independent school. Thank you. Is it 100% from its own side, like everybody else, all the other schools say, like mind only on down? Or is it nothing from its own side? Kristen's nodding, yes. So let's check. Why? So there is the story of 3 beings, right? There are 3 beings who go into, this cafe, and they sit around the table and they're chatting, and they all order a drink. In this group of beings, we have an enlightened angel. We have what we call a preta, or a hungry spirit. And we have a human being. Right? And they each get their drink. And they look the same. But when they taste them, the hungry spirit, their drink tastes like blood and pus. Ew. The humans drink nice, clear, clean water. And the enlightened being's drink is pure bliss. But they all have the same drinks. Or it appears that way, right? Like, do I know what Geshe Michael is experiencing when he drinks his coffee? I hope it's bliss. but I haven't a clue, right? Me, I don't even drink coffee because it upsets my stomach, right? Do those glasses of liquid, something wet and flowing, have any existence from their own side? No. The cylinder of the pen has no existence from its own side. Why do I see it as a pen? Well, and why does a dog see it as a chewable thing, right? Some people see it as a chewable thing too. I've seen a lot of chewed pens, but why? Karma. I'm seeing it as a pen because my mind is forcing me to see it as a pen. It has to be coming from my mind because it can't come from any other choice. What's the other choice? From its own side. How does it appear to us? Coming from its own side. But when we examine it, when we analyze it, is it a pen or is it a chew toy? Where is pen coming from? Where is chew toy coming from? Right? Is it voluntary? I wish it was, right? Then I could see it as a flaming sword of wisdom, right? We can't make it change by just wishing. We are at the mercy of our past deeds. Absolutely. They call it infallible, meaning that it's a given thing. It can't be changed. Like there's no exemptions. And if that is true, you can change your future reality by planting the seeds through what you do in relationship to others. This cylinder, this pen, is going to be exactly what you deserve. I'm fortunate that right now this pen has a lot of ink in it. I must have given some pens away, right? Does anything happen from its own side? Of course, we've been taught no, but really examine it in your mind so that it becomes a little more automatic especially when you're in a difficult situation. Oh, this is coming from me. Just taking the time to think about it over and over and over again and check if it's true. Don't just believe it because I said it or Lord Buddha said it. You need to understand it. We need to understand it. deeply in our own hearts. And even as I'm talking about the pen, the karma to have a working pen is working out, wearing out. So that's what Lord Buddha meant in the Heart Sutra when he said, Mikme, Nawame, Name, Chime, Lume, Yime, Sukme, Drame, Trime, Rome, Rechame, Chumi Do. There are no eyes, no ears, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, nothing to see, nothing to hear, nothing to smell, nothing to taste, nothing to touch, and nothing to think of. He said, nothing exists, meaning nothing exists from its own side. And people who don't understand that think that Lord Buddha was nihilistic. Nothing exists. Right? Hidden there, for those who know, is from its own side. What does that mean? It means that we are creating it. Anything good in your life, by definition, is wearing out. Always. Because you're projecting it. And those projection seeds will wear out. Those projection seeds wear out as the imprint on your mind gets less by expressing itself. That's how things wear out. And then what happens? People die. It causes death itself. It's very interesting, really, right? It's what causes death, the continual using up of that karma. Is death another object that doesn't exist from its own side? Yeah, sure, right? Is it a projection? Is it a creation? Does that mean it doesn't exist? Yeah. If something exists, it always works that way, according to the highest teachings of Buddhism. Lord Buddha also said, Marikpa mae, marikpa sepe me pene, gashi me, gashi sepa, bardu yang me do. There is no misunderstanding your world. There is no stopping this misunderstanding. And the same is true all the way up to your old age and your death, and to stopping your old age and your death. This is all in the Heart Sutra. So with flavor number 6, we get into some very interesting territory. Not something to just be taken at face value, but something, all of them really, to really be the scientist. My hand wasn't supposed to be raised. Be the scientist, right? Put it under a microscope, examine it, question it, chew on it, talk with your friends about it. Because if you just accept it on face value and don't think about it, when you are presented with a problem, a quote, problem, right? When the crap hits the fan, we say, right? Then you will be at the mercy of it. You will not be able to work with it because you forgot where it came from. And it's only through thinking about it over and over, meditating on it, dissecting it, questioning it. Is this true? If you do that, it will serve you very well. So what was number 5? I'm waiting for an answer in the chat. Thank you. Turning problems into opportunities. Transformation, right? Forget transformation. Let's talk about Buddha paradise. There's a big difference. It's a huge leap. It's one big step for mankind, right? To go from number 5 to number 6 is mind-boggling. What's number 5? Transformation, coping with crap. Now we're talking about creation, creating your own Buddha paradise. You go from number 5 to number 6, and everything is possible. Cool? Yeah. The assertion of Arya Nagarjuna is that as long as a single scrap of reality is coming from its own side, you are stuck. You can't become a Buddha. If anything about my arm is arm from its own side, I'm stuck with blood and guts and bones. I can't turn it into a body of light. And only Majjhimika Prasangika says that if it's true that it is coming from my projection, then everything is possible. So now you go from transformation to creation of a Buddha paradise, and it makes all things possible. Number 6 is the only one that really makes all things possible. And it's very, very, very profound. You go from dealing with your crap, with the world's crap, which of course is our crap, to no more crap ever. That's so much more preferable, isn't it? So this is a picture of my Buddha paradise. I don't know what your Buddha paradise is going to look like. And that lake is warm enough to swim in. Right? So how do we make it happen? It's the difference between trying to manipulate something, or what Geshe Michael, when I first met him, used to call robo-claws, a robot trying to do things, and gardening. If something doesn't always work, you don't continue to do it. Find something that always works. Seeds are only what, 20%, 40%, 60% of the problem? You've either got to be prasangika or not. You either have to buy it as a package or not. You can't say, oh, 50% is karma and 50% is what kind of doctor we find. If you have the karma, you will find the best doctor. 100%. So to find the best doctor, you have to take care of other people, right? Also, find out what the karma is that is causing the illness and change the karma. Then the perception must change. Things must get better. Want to be healthy in a good state of mind? You want to be happy? Stop depression permanently? Keep your vows. Keep your commitments. Keep your promises. We must be as gardeners. Things are empty of existing from their own side. Rather, they're coming from my side. My mind sees parts, right? Top of the pen, bottom of the pen, the inside of the pen. I can't unscrew this pen. Oh, yes, I can. Parts of the pen, right? And then a karmic seed opens and organizes them into a thing. We shouldn't even say parts of a pen because that's the organizing, which makes it into a thing, right? The parts of this stick. Therefore, if that is true, I can make anything happen in my life that I want by planting the correct seed. What is that? This seed, this most important seed, the ultimate seed, the most precious seed is to give someone else what I want for myself with love, elegantly, beautifully, with kindness and love. So up to now, we had a tachi. Do you remember tachi from several classes ago? Talking about emptiness, right? Meditation on emptiness. So what's the difference? We are not focusing on the mind yet. We're still dealing with pens. We're still focusing on emptiness. We're going to stop dealing with things and start dealing with the mind. Or as the Tibetans say, the mind, the heart. You can't see my hands, but my heart. In the next class, we're going to do a real MAHAMUDRA meditation. So up to now, it's been a meditation on emptiness. Every meditation we've done. Later, we'll take the object of the mind as the object. We'll stop fooling around with pens and laptops or whatever it was for you. So what's the difference? The difference is that if that's how reality works, you now have to change your behavior. It's a hard thing to do, isn't it, to change our behavior? Our habits are so ingrained. If you want to be able to create that Buddha paradise, you have to change your behavior. You have to keep your vows and commitments. And that sets you up perfectly for time and way. So the tagline for flavor number 6 could be creation or Buddha paradise, or we must be as gardeners. You don't plant thistle seeds to get figs. You don't plant corn seeds to get watermelon. Right? So we must be as gardeners and know what seeds to plant, how to nurture our seeds, how to protect them when they're little and young, how to get them to grow. Right? But if we keep our vows sort of half-heartedly or pretty good, you will start to get good results. Like your life will straighten out just by putting a little effort in. Your financial situation will straighten out, your marriage straightens out, things get better, things get pretty good. When I first met Geshe Michael, I'd been married, about 18, 19 years or so, and my marriage was falling apart. And I remember going to ask him, it's like, my marriage is falling apart. I don't want it to fall apart. What do I do? He just looked at me, said, you know what to do. And I was like, I didn't know what to say. I was like, inside, I'm going, no, I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. But I didn't say that. I was too shy to say it. Right? Maybe if I had said it, my marriage wouldn't have fallen apart. But maybe my marriage was supposed to fall apart so that then I got on a path that was much healthier, more healthy for me, right? And things did get better. And things have gotten amazing in my life. It's a very magical life, right? How did that happen? I kept my vows more strictly, right? I did my book. I kept my intentions good. And then you reach a stage like, wow, this is surprising. These things are really surprising. Then you get into the realm of what I call, Geshe Michael calls, amazing. I think that's pretty much where my life is right now. It's pretty amazing. Physically, what is happening? It's explained in Time and Way. The improvements in your mental view, in your worldview, if you hold the sixth flavor long enough, straightens certain special channels out in your body. Those of you who have attended YSI classes know about this. So certain special channels in your body straighten out, and then certain energies work that weren't working before. So keep your vows, keep your commitments, serve others, be kind, be loving to others and yourself. Don't forget yourself. Then things will change. So it seems like a good time to meditate. Let's take a quick stretch. We've been sitting for an hour, have a drink of water, and then take your meditation posture. Okay, I need to see who is our Vietnamese interpreter. Where are they? Hmm. Okay. I'll watch Adrian instead. From Pure Gold. Thank you. All right, let's take a good, comfortable meditation posture, feet on the ground. Roll your shoulders and place them on your back, opening your heart. Relax your eyes, your jaw. Your tongue rests gently on the roof of your mouth. Channels. Your head not too high, not too low, not to one side or the other, balanced perfectly upon your spine. Tuck your tummy in just slightly. It helps to elongate your central channel and straighten it out a bit more. Placing your hands comfortably on your legs in your lap, whatever's most comfortable. Come to your breath and watch it as it goes out and in. And I'd like to invite the interpreters to also close their eyes and come inward a little bit. Continue to watch your breath at the very tip of your nose as it goes out and comes in, bringing your mind back when it wanders. Concentrating the mind, focusing it. Invite somebody who's been a teacher for you in this life. Could be somebody you know personally. It could be a figure in historically, someone who has helped you in your life to be a better person. Ask them to come and meditate here with you. And they come They sit down in front of you, and you're both really happy to see each other. And while you're sitting there with them, think of one thing that they have taught you that really made a difference in your life. Maybe it was teaching you the pen. Maybe it was teaching you how to read. Whatever it is, honor that. Then make them a gift out of all of your gratitude for them being in your life. The sweetest gift is a gift of you taking what they taught you and using it. Be about something you said or did for somebody else in the last 24 hours. And share it with them. And they're very happy to hear about it. And now open your heart to them and share something that you're not so proud of. Clean your heart. Share it honestly with yourself and with them. And that also makes them really happy. Supported you, loved you, helped you in this life. Think about all the people around you who do that and what good things they do, what good examples they are, and rejoice in their goodness. And ask them to stay and to keep teaching you. Maybe even show you or send you some special message today or tonight. And wish them a long life. Now think of someone who is ill, who is sick, who's struggling with some health issue. In my life, it's hard to think of just one, but just choose one. We're going to practice worldview number 5 and worldview number 6. And these two are better done with a problem. So we're focusing on a problem, taking an ill person. Now look at it in a gotcha way, according to the Lower Madhyamika school. That it's a problem from its own side. Or 50%. Try to practice seeing it the wrong way, that it's coming completely from its own side. And there's no way you could see anything good about this illness for this person. They are experiencing it as a bad thing, and you're experiencing it as a bad thing. And there's no way you can change that. Strip away that gotcha, strip away the non-existent quality of existing from its own side, and see it in the lower Madhyamika way. According to them, the right way to see it is that there is a problem there. But we have a choice of how we look at it. We can think that your loved one is testing you. We can think that the fact that they are trying to show us our own impermanence or something like that. Try to think of it that way. That there is a reason why they're doing that. That they really don't feel well, but they're doing it on purpose to help us. Maybe so we can have more love and compassion in our hearts. To plant the seeds for our own health. Think of all the different reasons why they might be doing it for us. Now go up to Prasangika, up to worldview number 6. Focus on their health again. And according to the highest meaning of emptiness, look at it the wrong way. They see their self as being ill. You see them as ill, and that it's coming from its own side. That you're both seeing it the same way. That they are feeling as ill as you see them as ill, because it's an externally real thing coming from its own side. They're experiencing illness and you're watching them be ill, and it's the same thing, the same illness. Now strip away the gotcha. Forget that self-existent, stupid idea. Go to the highest meaning of emptiness, which is that you may see them as ill, but that doesn't mean at all that they are seeing it the same way. It's as if you're seeing a pen, and it doesn't mean there's no bone there or no golden light there. Maybe they would see the pen completely differently. Understand and focus on the fact that there is no base reality. There's your loved one's body, and then they're seeing it as their holy body, seeing it as something beautiful, young, and healthy. For all you know, they see themselves as a 16-year-old Tara. And then from your side, you're seeing your loved one be ill and aging. Continue to keep your eyes closed and meditate. Now we have to talk about the real way to improve their health as we see it, because it's no fun to see anybody who's sick. Try to think of what karma will fix it, like protecting the lives of other things. You're not collecting karma for them, which is impossible. You're collecting karma for you to see them healthy, which is totally possible. You can make them healthy by protecting life. That is the smartest way to make them healthy. Madhyamika Prasangika, perfect emptiness. Number 6. And now we'll do a purification, and that will make their health better. And then you should continue to do it. One way would be to go to someone that you've had a problem with, you've had harsh words with them, and you apologize to them. Mentally, think of them in a good way. That's even more important. Think of them as being your brother or your sister, your father, your mother. So mentally do a brief meditation. Choose someone that you had a problem with, admit it, and then change your viewpoint of them. Mentally forgive them for what they did to you or what you did to them, admit it. And in your own mind, finish it now. This is a very powerful way to help them. And if you get a chance to verbally apologize to them later, to make up with them, do that as well. Especially a teacher or a parent. if you really want to fix their health, even very subtle disagreements among students is really bad. So try to imagine a few and then mentally dedicate yourself to love that other person. Because the main thing is that mentally you love them. Then physically, verbally, if you get a chance to talk to them and make up, that's good. Because they're empty, you can change their health. This is an enlightened way of approaching their health. You can't change their health with medicine or things like that. If they aren't loaded with this meditation, if they work, it's because you did this meditation. Now come back to your meditation seat and see your loved one sitting in front of you. Thank them for coming to visit. And they begin to grow smaller and smaller and rise up in the air in front of you. And they come to the top of your head, turn around so they're facing the same direction as you, and sit gently on the very top of your head. You can feel a slight weight and warmth there. And then they get smaller and smaller till they're about the size of a pea, and slide down through your head into your central channel, into your heart, where you've prepared a beautiful room for them and a seat in that room. And then together you dedicate all the goodness that you just did in this meditation, thinking about the different gotchas, our different misunderstanding of things, and the ultimate understanding that they're merely labels and terms, as well as our purification. And together we send that out into the world as beautiful light touching every being in every universe. And they too get a taste of this wisdom and this purity. And then the light comes back in all its glory and goodness into our heart. And our friend is there with us always. We can check in with them during the day and ask them to help us. Come back to your breath. The warm air going out, the cool air coming in. 3 long exhales. And when you're ready, stretch and open your eyes. And I hope you didn't fall asleep. So we're still meditating on emptiness. We haven't gotten to our MAHAMUDRA meditation yet. We're going up that ladder. And Thursday, on Thursday in 2 days' time, we'll do a MAHAMUDRA meditation for you to add to your toolbox. And so let's, again, picture this perfect world that we're
So seems like we lost Venerable Gyelse, and let's do our dedication and let's do Sashi Puki, offering of the mandala. Let's dedicate all the goodness we have done. And this beautiful word, let's offer to our lamas, Venerable Gyelse, Geshe Michael, and all the lamas. Let's offer this perfect world. Imagine it on your hands and offer it to our lamas. Sashi Poki Jukshin Metok Tram Rira Blingshin Yindeg Yanpa Argin Drokun Namdak Shingla Chuparsho Idam Guru Ratna Mandalakam Niryatayam. And let's dedicate this goodness. Oh, Venerable Guest is here? So,
continue.
Yeah, okay. And let's dedicate all the goodness we have done in this. By listening these beautiful teachings and trying to become a better person and trying to help this sick person, let's dedicate it to our goal to create this perfect world. Gevadi kevo kun sunam yeshe tsogzog shin sunam yeshe lejunkwe lampa kuni toparsho.
I thought that was a perfect timing for my internet to go out. at the end of the class. I don't know. What are our seeds for cutting others off, I guess, huh? In fact, I had to cut a friend off yesterday. We'd been talking almost 2 hours, and it was like, I need to get off the phone. And I had to cut her off. So I apologize for creating those seeds for us. I'm sorry. I'll have to remember that. So thank you for being here. Thank you for trying to see all of you more. Let me get out of this. Change my view to gallery. There we go. Yay, I can see more of you now. So thank you for being here. Thank you for getting me to teach this. It surely helps me to do it. Remind. And thank you to all of the interpreters. I hope I wasn't talking too fast, and I hope I didn't put anybody to sleep during meditation as well. And thank you for all of the tech, everybody who helps us, everybody who's translating the materials. We're trying to catch up on that. And we'll see you on Thursday. And hopefully we'll have some time for Q&A, so bring your questions. We did say that we would provide 2 hours for this class. Sometimes I don't know how long the meditation's going to go. But so yeah, thank you everybody, and see you on Thursday. Bye-bye.
Muchas gracias, maestro.
De nada.
Дякую.
Благодарю.
Спасибо.
Благодарю.
Please stay.
Thank you so much.
Vielen
teacher.
Dank.
Please stay.
Yeah.